Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop for your Sunday night glassing lesson. Get a lot of questions on my glassing, guys. Okay, number one, why can't I use this to make my wing stronger? Guys, to make your wing strong, to do any kind of, to get any kind of strength out of it at all, you would have to use a heavy cloth. Okay, say you put some 3 ounce on this little Mustang wing because you wanted to make it a little stronger. Man, then you got you one heavy Mustang wing. Because not only the weight of the cloth, but the weight of the resin. Now, a good way to kind of guesstimate how much weight you're putting on the plane, say if I use 3/4 ounce cloth. Okay? Now what that means is if you take 1 square yard of this cloth, it weighs 3/4 ounce. Okay? Now, a good kind of way to guesstimate how much resin you're going to need is double the weight of your glass. See, so if I'm going to use 3/4 ounces of cloth, I'm going to use 3/4 ounces of resin. If I'm using 3 ounces of cloth in a yard, if I use 3 ounce cloth, a yard of that is 3 ounces, so I'm going to add 3 ounces of resin. So that's, by the time you're done with this wing, you done added 1 pound. So that's why it's better, and you can make this wing a lot stronger when you was building it. See, because when you look at the composite structure, guys, they do not have heavy glass on them. They are lightweight. And, that's what it takes. You see, that's the difference of a composite wing and a build-up wing. Where a composite wing is kind of like the World Trade Center. Okay, it don't need the internal structure as a wood build-up plane. You don't have to have a heavy-duty main spar. If you build a composite wing right, all you got to do is keep that composite wing from collapsing. Okay? If it collapses, it'll fold. If you keep that composite wing from collapsing, it's as strong as you need. If you built it right. And and if you put a strip of carbon fiber down the middle, then put your glass over the top of it, then you got a hump to deal with. Yeah, it can be done and fill it out, but it's just if you're building a wood structure, it's better just to build it to where you don't need to make it stronger with your glass. Because that's the wrong way to get strength. That's the heavy way. And that's why we're putting this on so thin. Now on them F-18 wings, they're over there. I used 3 ounce cloth on them, but I'm going to mold them wings. And that's just to make it through the molding process a little easier without tearing them up. But I'm not building them for flying wings. You know what I mean? So it's better just to keep the two separated. You can't make a half composite wing and a half wood build-up wing. It'll just end up being way too heavy. You know, I kind of did that one time. A long time ago, I built this Pica P51. And I was thinking I was just going to have the toughest wing out there, you know, and I put some heavy cloth on that wing, and you know, I regretted it later because that was one heavy wing. The plane flew good, but it just, you know, didn't really perform well if it would have been a couple pounds lighter, you know. But that was way back when, and I didn't realize how heavy it would really be. Hey, see where these gear doors are? I'm getting the resin wet past my edge, getting the cloth wet. And when I come in here and do my second coat, I'll take a razor blade and trim that out and leave about an 1/8 inch overlap, and that'll give me a nice clean cut. Leave me a nice clean cut without it fraying. No, I'll try and cut it now. It's just going to fray everywhere. This glass is so light. Then someone asked me, using a razor blade to scrape these wings down, don't it cut into your fiberglass? No, guys, because you ain't doing this. You're doing this. I'll show you. I'm fixing to scrape them wings down. They've been sitting. I kind of got busy today and didn't get done what I wanted to get done this weekend, but my son came in town and just kind of the way it works out for me sometimes. I always have these big old high hopes. You gotta make sure and get resin past your edge where you're going to trim it. If you don't, it'll fray. I'd rather have resin globbed out here a little bit because it don't hurt nothing. It just makes it trim really nice. I'll show you because we're fixing to trim them other wings. Yeah, I'm not scraping this down hard yet. I'm leaving that resin built up because it's got to soak into the wood. It'll soak into the fiberglass. And then someone asked me why I didn't just wrap my edges all the way around. That's simple, just because of the filling. You know, if I just go a little bit past halfway on both of them, my seam's just on the leading edge. And it's real easy to sand. If I bring this over, then I got a jagged edge and just more sanding and filling. So if I get me a nice clean cut just past halfway, then it's real easy to feather out with a piece of sandpaper, you know. Then usually by the time I'm done all the way around, it's ready to scrape down hard and get the extra resin out. I don't like to leave it super long. Bam. Just trim it. Turn it around and get the front. It's already getting kind of late tonight, so I'm going to be up till I can second coat it. You know, I'm committed now, but I want to get this done. I want to prime tomorrow. I want to prime this wing. So, tell you, my daughter, guys, is getting ready to have my first grandbaby. She's ready to. It could be any second. She was due Friday, I believe. That's when my son came in town. He lives in Kansas City, which is like a 3-hour drive. He was hoping that she might have it this weekend. Because he's kind of excited about being an uncle too. And then I had to throw in the I need more grandbaby speech to my son. He ain't even got a girlfriend yet. And man, come on, my clock's ticking. I gotta take my grandkids fishing and flying. I can't do that from my old folks' home. So, gotta stay on them. I need some grandbabies, dang it. Shoot, my son's 25. It's time to get that family started. Shoot, I had kids at 25. I got married at 22. That was a good age, you know. I got my wild partying days out of the way, and so did my wife, and I think them kids that get married too soon have a lot more trouble with their marriage because they didn't get that partying out of their system. You know, everyone's got to get them party days out of them. Whether it's later in life or when they're young. You know, some grow out of it, and then you got some like my sister. I got a sister guy. She still parties like she's 18. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it.